All right, hello everyone, and welcome back to the Kellogg Garden channel. I'm Bridget, and this is Titan, and today we're going to talk about growing Queen Anne's lace, or for me, Bishop's flower. But first, if you haven't already, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and that notification bell so you can grow along with us this season. And if you like this video, if you could tap the like button, we'd appreciate that too. Okay, so growing Queen Anne's lace. I was actually really excited about growing this and a little nervous growing it too. So first, the excitement. I think it's absolutely beautiful. I love that the pollinators love it, and I just wanted to grow it. What made me nervous was that it can be considered an invasive species. It does spread pretty easily. So my first recommendation is to make sure that you go and check with your local county extension office or a local nursery and just really see if this is a problem in your area. Now, I was nervous, so I planted it in a container. This plant really needs room to spread. I didn't want it to spread, so I put it in a container. And I have to say, one of the reasons I love growing it now is because it is a no-fuss plant. I mean, it is low maintenance. It doesn't care about soil, so it's not picky there. It doesn't need a lot of water. I'm in Southern California, so a drought tolerant or low water plant that's this beautiful and the pollinators love, I love. So it absolutely ticked off all the right boxes for me, right? Now, if you are looking for Queen Anne's lace, more than likely you're going to be finding Bishop's finger. Whoops. Because most seed companies and nurseries sell the lookalike, which is this one. The difference between them, the flowers are a little bit different. I think that the Queen Anne's lace, or Dacus carota, has flowers that are a little more compact and put together, and then in the center, not in some of them, not all of them, you'll see a little bit of purple or blue in the center, like a little center section. Also, the leaves of the Dacus carota look like carrot leaves because it's a wild carrot. So, wild herb, wild carrot, which means that you can eat from the root to the flower. So you can eat all of Queen Anne's lace. On the Bishop's flower, it doesn't have the blue or the purple in it. The leaves aren't as carrot looking, but it also isn't as weedy as the Queen Anne's lace either. And the stalk, the stem of it, this is pretty smooth, where the Queen Anne's lace has little hairs on it. Also the smell. Queen Anne's lace smells sweet, almost carrot-like, and the Bishop's finger, or Ami Magus, doesn't have a smell at all. And the other flower that looks like all of these is hemlock, right? And hemlock is poisonous. So be careful if you're out there foraging and you want to bring home some Queen Anne's lace. Know what you're doing, because it could be a problem. And Queen Anne's lace also, the leaves, some people have a sensitivity to them, so you might want to use gloves with them. You can turn red, itchy, even blister. So I haven't had that problem with this plant, but now that I'm touching it, I'm starting to itch. Isn't that how it works? But so far, really, I like this plant a lot. If you're companion planting with it, and let me show you a close-up view, and then we'll talk about companion planting. Okay, so if you're going to companion plant with this, again, pollinators absolutely love it. Bees, butterflies. My bees really, really loved it. I saw a few butterflies, but mostly bees buy it. So you could put it near just about anything. If you're going to be in the same container, you can grow it with tomatoes. They say that it helps with tomatoes, lettuce, things like that. But I have it in a container right by some herbs. So I've got a whiskey barrel with a bunch of herbs there. There's some lavender over there. It's a pretty crowded little container. I also have some chives down here, and I've got a melon plant there. Oh, there's turmeric in there. And then I have some catnip that I picked up, lemon catnip, that I might be trying. I have some peas there. Then I have this lovely little edible gourd, the cucuzza, that's right there. And then I had lots of flowers with it. And we'll intersperse some of the video of this when it was really, really big and beautiful. And right now, like I said, we're going to seed, so not as many flowers. Now, the one negative I will say about this is you can see I have it staked. So it gets pretty long and leggy, and I have high winds here, so I had to stake it. Otherwise, it really falls over. So again, giving it some room is a good idea. And you can see all these little, where the flowers are, this is all going to go to seed now. And when it goes to seed, it starts to turn brown. And it starts to cup up a little bit. So hopefully you can see that. Now, the Queen Anne's lace, when it goes to seed, actually the whole flower cups up. So it does this, as opposed to just these little guys. The other thing about Queen Anne's lace is the seeds themselves, from what I've read, they're sticky and they have little stickers on them. So that must help it spread much better. And these are smooth. They don't have that stickiness on it or the stickers on it. Now, this did get blown around a lot, and all these tiny little white flowers do go flying everywhere, and they stick to things. But when you really have to worry is when it goes to seed. If you want to control this plant a little bit more, then you can deadhead it more. You can start trimming it back and making sure that you don't have a lot of flower heads that are going to seed. But overall, I really like this plant, and I plan on planting more, and I plan on collecting those seeds. Okay, so if you want to grow this yourself, a couple of things to remember. One, definitely check around, make sure that this is not, whether it's Queen Anne's lace or bishop's flower, something that your community is having a problem with. Second, know which one you're getting, right? So if you want to eat something from root to top to bottom, then Queen Anne's lace is what you're looking for, and that's Dacus carota. If you just want something that looks beautiful, brings in a lot of pollinators, then you're looking for the bishop's flower, which is the Ami Magus. And you'll see that when you're going in. It might say Queen Anne's lace when you go into your nursery, but look for the botanical name and that'll tell you, all right? And then if you want to make sure it doesn't spread, then deadhead as much as you can. And if you want to collect seeds, then wait for them to brown on the plant and then collect them. Again, I've really liked growing it, so I'll talk about it probably a bit more, and also give it room to spread. For some of you, this blooms in the spring and early summer, and for some, and in other regions, it's summer to late summer. I'm going to keep planting this. I'm hoping it'll also bloom in the fall for us. I'm in zone 10B, so we should be pretty temperate. And I will say it handled the heat great. We have been in triple digits a few times already, and this had no problem, right? Where all my other plants I was a little worried about and I covered them, this one I had no problems with. So win-win. All right, so thank you so much for joining me again. And if you have any questions or comments, please leave them in the comment section below. And I will talk to you guys again soon. All right, thanks again. Happy gardening.